Gentlefolk, ferals, and domesticated cryptids, welcome back for another episode of Wonder Bathos. I am your host, Optometron, with my 18th guest, Sugabun, 13. But you can just call her Sugabun, too. That's fine.
Yeah, you can call me Sugabun. Most people call me Suga, actually, ironically. I feel like
four-letter words are awesome.
Yeah,
Four-letter words are so much easier to remember.
Most friends call me Suga, except for like people that are more like watchers and viewers call me Bun instead. So it's kind of like I don't know what's happening, but you know what?
I know it's weird that I know more than one Bun on Twitch, though.
But you only know one Suga.
I only know one Suga, but I do know more. I know more than one Bun. So speaking of your name, where did the name Sugabun come from? How did you come about that? Because I heard you call your dad Dad Bun. Is that what
I called him Dad Bun.
Dad Bun.
So I don't want my dad's name on the line, I guess. It's not a big deal. Like, he has a really basic name, but I called him Dad Bun. Just kind of mask the reality. So funny enough, it's really stupid how my name came about. Suga is actually my favorite member of BTS.
Okay.
Very inspiring to me. He does a lot about depression. Like, he does some pretty out of the norm things for K-pop industry. He's like literally written raps about depression. He like talks gender neutral about his like sexuality, which in Korea is obviously very not approved.
Okay.
So it's really nice because he's just kind of seems to be LGBT but not out because can't do that in the industry, but that's totally fine. Just very chill guy, very tough vibes, but he's a small. I say small very loosely, but he's a small guy, very inspirational to me. So I took the word Suga.
I didn't know BTS was Korean either. I thought for the longest time I thought it was Japanese. Wow. Yeah, you're already educating me on this.
Educating you. Yeah, no. So BTS is a K-pop group. I was very into K-pop for a while.
K-pop makes K in K-pop totally makes sense now. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. I feel like an idiot.
I'm about to blow your mind. There's also J-pop.
Whoa. Okay. So yeah, no. Okay. I'm tracking. Yeah. I'm tracking.
There's also C-pop too. I bet you can guess what that is. Corn pop. You're right. It's corn pop.
Corn pops. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. No. But no. So I took Suga. Bun was just because I liked bunnies. I guess I don't know. I always like to have like an animal aspect because I feel like for a girl I feel like that was very like popular on online at the time.
It's still popular.
If that makes sense.
Every new anime coming out has a bunny girl in it, I feel like.
Yeah. So I took Sugabun and then my lucky number's 13. So I put it all together. I used to actually be
What a weird number to be your lucky number, because isn't 13 like historically a bad number or a lucky number? Yeah.
It is, but like funny story is like every locker I've ever had, even my carport, like I'm number 13. And not because I like request it, literally just because that's like what I get.
Just happens, yeah.
So it's just stuck with me for a while now.
So
and
maybe it's actually bad luck though, and then you're just like, whatever. Since
I
keep getting it, I'm just gonna say it's good luck.
To be fair, yeah, that's not, you're not too wrong there. But yeah, that's kind of where it started. I thought about being called Big Red, because when I first started streaming, my friends started streaming and I was on their streams, I had a couple people call me Big Red at the time because my hair was red. And people thought I was
you like cinnamon flavored gum. Like
no, I hate cinnamon flavored anything.
Everybody does. Why does it exist? Who eats cinnamon flavored gum?
Who's like, you know what I want right now? A candle in my mouth that I can chew on.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody likes it.
No,
Big Red,
but my friends, they used to call me Big Red though, when I first started, and it was because I looked really tall on camera, which is really funny because we just had that conversation.
We did.
But in reality, I'm in fact a very small bun. So I went with Sugabun, and I actually rebranded right before COVID. I rebranded literally everything I had, like all my Instagram, my Twitter. Like once I made my Twitch, that was it. It was like this is my new name, and I'm sticking with it. So it's been like end of 2019, whenever COVID like first started, I guess.
Okay.
Is when I started doing more like internet things.
So Suga's like, I mean, recent as in like the last couple of years. You haven't like been rocking it for the last decade. It's just
No,
been some.
so yeah, it's only been maybe like past maybe what like it's gonna be what 4 years now.
Wow.
Not very long. Not
That's
even that.
every single person that I've interviewed on here. It's always like
Yeah,
either right before the pandemic started or right after the pandemic started. Like
yeah. It
very
was right
rarely.
before. It was definitely like right before because I wasn't having to like go mask anywhere when I started getting like all my stuff. But it was definitely like around COVID times.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, that's when I started. And I actually started from a PS4 with the streaming from the actual console with the little
Yep.
camera.
Yep.
That I had to like string everything out through my living room, which
That
was
was
really
my
funny.
first stream too. Although
Yep.
I tried it from that, and then I didn't do it again for like a year, and then I
Oh,
decided that I
really?
was yeah.
I still to this day get better viewers on my PlayStation 4 than I do on my regular setup now.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
And I've actually thought about going back just for like nostalgic reasons, but the last time I wanted to, I like didn't have the heart to set it all up and string it out through my living room again when I was like, I have a little setup in my room. Like, I'm just gonna
Right.
go do that.
If you're
And
doing
like,
it from the same channel, I don't think it would make a
oh, it doesn't.
difference.
No, I don't know if it's just because like with the PS4, nobody's actually like looking for the girly spots that I have on there. Like, I feel like it was very like neutral of like, let's actually watch somebody game. Um, Or it was just that, like, at that time, more people were watching, less people were actually streaming.
Right.
Um, so I feel like that also probably had an impact. I also played, like, much more, like, less cozy games and much more, like, adventure games and stuff, which, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, I like, but, um,
They're hard to
I
stream
definitely
because like
I can't focus on them, and then, like, if I do badly, I don't like seeing people see my negative reaction.
I think I focus too much on them, and it's hard. I don't know. I think there's a big barrier between like if you're focusing hardcore on an adventure game, like yeah, it's
Mhm.
harder to focus on chat, or if you are focusing on chat, then like it's harder to like actually do anything in the game or like go where you're supposed to. So you just
Yeah,
kind of meander and wander around while you're talking to chat.
yeah.
And then on top of that, the continuity. Like if you don't have a following that's like right there every single
Oh,
time as
yeah.
soon as you start streaming, nobody's gonna want to come into like your third stream of an adventure game and not have any idea what's going on in the game or
Exactly.
so you lose viewers that way too.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat. Like I was playing Uncharted for a while. One, I'm really bad at it, so it was kind of funny to watch me play it anyway. I say that because I play it on easy and I still would die, but I also would get like decent like headshots and stuff.
Mm.
Um I played that for a long while until I literally rage quit one night and I have not gone back to it. One, because I don't like feeling those emotions connected to video games, which is probably why I like cozy games so much. I like a nice I wanna
Boy.
enjoy myself, I don't wanna get mad, and I was so mad that night, I threw the controller on camera, by the way, threw my headphones, threw my controller, and I just sat there, like, on camera, like, just sat
Yeah.
for a solid 5 minutes until I picked everything up and I went, "I gotta go."
Yep. I
And
feel that. I
I
feel
just
that.
can't go back. I can't go back.
And funny enough, you brought up Uncharted, and the first one I remember trying to get the platinum achievement on and
Mm.
playing on the hardest setting. That last
Ugh.
boss is such a pain in the
Dude,
ass.
it
He
was a
was
pain
so
just,
hard.
like just playing it on easy, it was a pain. I think I was on the last game in the, like, collection, because
So
there's
the
that, like,
third one,
collection disc yeah, the 3rd
yeah,
one. I definitely was playing that one, and it was where there's, like, a cargo ship that you're on.
yeah, that part sucks.
I could not get through it, could not get through it to the point where it was pissing me off so bad that I was like, "I'm done. Like, I won't
Yeah,
go back." And then, like, every once in a while, I bring it up that I should probably try and finish it. But now I feel like I have to start it over because I haven't played in so long that I don't even know the mechanics anymore,
right.
honestly. It's just not my vibe anymore. I'll play Spyro, though. That's one adventure
Ooh,
game
I just got
I would never give
Spyro.
up.
I'm so
Did you
excited to
get
play it.
the
Yeah,
Reignited?
it was on
Oh,
sale
it's
on Steam
so
for like 10
good.
bucks. It was like 10
Oh,
bucks.
really?
Yeah, you
It's
can't beat
so
that.
good. It is so good.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
so
excited.
good.
I'm excited. I got that, and I got Crash Bandicoot, and then that other Souls-like game, Mortal Shell, was on sale for like
Mm,
$7. Yep, yep,
yeah.
yep. I begged Kama. I was like, Kama. I was like, we just got paid. I was like, I need like
We
25
gotta
bucks.
get it.
I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
these games. And she was like, okay.
Dude,
So
Spyro is such I played that when I had the old PS1. The one where you, like It
Yeah.
had like the circle lid where you had to like, yeah.
I remember playing it on the original PlayStation 1. Spyro was great. I think I still have a copy of Crash Bandicoot somewhere, the original.
I have the OG Ape Escape.
The what?
The OG Ape Escape from the PlayStation 1. The like
Ape
super
Escape?
super yeah, Ape Escape. You don't know what Ape Escape is?
No, I do. Is that I couldn't? You said Opus OG. I
Oh,
couldn't understand what you were
I
saying.
have a speech impediment.
It's okay. Same. Same.
Ape Escape. I have the original one that's like polygonal, like that
Yeah,
you can't
yeah. I
you
do remember
can't
that.
tell what anything is.
I
Yeah.
keep thinking about running through the original Tomb Raider games, and I'm thinking about how
Oh,
polygonal those are, especially
triangle tits.
starting out in the cave. Yeah, triangle tits. Starting out in that first cave, you could be 50 feet away from a wall, and it looks like you're right there on top of that wall because
Yeah.
nothing has any depth
Nothing.
perception.
No. My favorite was whenever you would go to the mansion, and I was always that person that was like, "There's got to be a way in. There's got to be a
Yeah,
way in."
there is though. There is. That was
I
what's
could
so
never
cool
get
about
it.
it. The
I could
mansion,
never get it.
there's so many new areas that you can go explore in there, but you have to figure out the puzzle to get to the next
Yeah.
spot. And a lot of it's time based. Like you'll go to one room and like flip a switch somewhere, and then you have to run and jump over all these
Uh,
obstacles to get back to the other room before the door closes or something.
young
Dude,
gamer
it's so
me could
awesome.
never.
And the little butler that would scuttle after you.
Oh, I love the butler.
Yeah, he's the best part.
Little gamer me was so bad. So I used to be really bad at video games. I'm still bad at them.
I'm so
But
bad at video games. I
I
resemble.
actually started playing video games with my mom. My mom used to play them, and that's how I got into video games. And then my dad got me into like anime and cosplay and K-pop, J-pop, all that kind of stuff. So very fortunate when I was younger, obviously, to like most parents are not into any of that stuff. Most parents are like, do your homework. And my mom was
Right.
like, is your homework done so we can go play like Harry Potter on the PlayStation 1? And I was like, yeah. But my mom would beat all the bosses when I was little. So like I would do all the stuff and then I would get to a boss and I would like give up and it would take like two times of me giving up and my mom would just do it for me so that way I could continue on.
That's awesome.
Um,
Awesome parents.
yeah. Oh yeah. My dad was not much of a video gamer. He's still not a huge gamer, but he does want me to help him set up a Steam account and everything. He asked me the other day. Uh,
So
but
he's gonna start gaming more. Is that what you're saying? He's about to
he
start.
wants to. He's not a big gamer by any means. But I think nowadays there's so many different kinds of games that I think my dad would get into it. Whereas like back when like we were younger, I feel like it was much more limited to like platformers and
Right.
adventures and shooters. Like it there wasn't much when we were younger,
You
but
need to show your dad
now
Animal Crossing.
no, Power Wash Simulator is gonna be the first thing I show my dad. Let's be real.
Okay, that's fair. It's so aesthetically pleasing. I love Power Wash Simulator. I started
I
it up
get
as
it.
a joke. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get into this, and like I'm already almost done cleaning the Tomb Raider mansion.
Isn't there a
It's
level where
so
you like
good.
clean Mars or something?
I don't know. I haven't played the main game. I went straight to the Tomb Raider
Oh,
mansion.
did you?
Yeah, but I've
That's
already
funny.
dumped like 6 hours probably into playing that.
Oh, okay, felt though.
Yeah.
I avoid so I was when I was getting my Sims packs recently, like the other day, there's one for Star Wars and I legitimately I almost only downloaded that one just to play a round of just like Star Wars and I was like, this is all I want. This is all I want with this. And
That'd
then I
be
was like, nah,
incredible.
I was like, I can't realistically do that. Plus I wanted to make my friends in The Sims and see how good I could do.
But you could have made
Um,
us in Star Wars.
I know. I thought about it. I also could have made everybody vampires, but
Oh,
I
that's
didn't.
so
Remember,
cool.
I didn't have those. Okay, so I downloaded all those packs and stuff, and I didn't open the link in the right spot. So like the right application. I opened it through EA. Um, so it wouldn't let me like use the packs and stuff. I figured it out last night whenever I was making the house and stuff though. So
Mhm.
like can go back and edit things, which I probably will so I can add pets and stuff, but like I don't know.
Vampire Pets.
Vampire pets.
Vampire
Vampire
Pets.
hamsters.
Vampire Pets would be a good band name. That'd be an
Okay, I was
excellent
about to
name.
say vampire hamsters is a good band name. They're like
Vampire
a real
Hamsters would be,
grunge,
yeah,
underground grunge group.
that would be awesome too. They gotta have like a big hamster wheel up on stage with them while they play though.
Oh yeah. Or
And the
like the
drums
bass
just spin
drum.
around.
Yeah. It's got a female singer
That's
that
so
only
good.
sings in like really high pitched tones.
I forgot if there were other questions. Oh yeah, so streaming. Do you have aspirations with streaming? Like, are you? I
uh,
know that like you're very much kind of like me sometimes when it's just like I'm not gonna put out a going live notification. I'm just gonna hit the button and just go, and just
yeah.
do whatever. Like, do you have like any sort of plan or goals moving forward? Like, are you going to try and grow, or is it just like a fun hobby on the side?
Mostly a fun hobby. I used to be really into it and want to like grow really big and, do all that stuff. Not so much anymore. Life caught up to me a little bit from it. I'm not gonna lie to you. One, I just don't have the funds or the space or anything like that right now, or even the time, honestly.
Right.
Um, and I don't just mean like
Felt.
physical time. I also feel like mental time. Like there's some days where I definitely have time to come home and like stream. Like I could easily stream like building my cosplay props or making jewelry, but like my mental state is like, okay, but I want to also like watch The Mandalorian while I do that stuff, and I can't really do that
Oh
on
my
stream. Do
god.
you know what I'm saying?
We're like the
Like, I
same
just want to
person.
sit. I know, right? I just want to sit and do something with my hands. And anybody in chat, I guess it's not chat, podcast. Anybody listening that doesn't know me, I'm very much somebody that I cannot sit still. I have to do something with my hands. I have like 6 fidget toys underneath my desk right now, playing with the slinky as we talk. So like I have to do something with my hands. So I'm like, okay, I could craft and I could stream, but then I also have to keep up with chat and I have to have something like that I'm not gonna get doxxed for and like there's too much thought behind it. So as for aspirations, I just like to have fun. Um I feel like I'm already sitting at the computer or like pulling up a Switch game or whatever I'm doing. I might as well just do it with friends,
Right.
or people watching. But I would like to stream more. Um,
I feel
I
like
think I
that's been my like my happy medium, like coming
yeah.
back and like because I like putting the passion into like adding funny, crazy new things and
Mhm.
like and editing and doing all these wild things. But like realistically, like I don't have the time to do exactly what I want, and like
Yeah.
they come in little spurts. But my happy medium with that is like 2 out of my 3 streams a week are with my friends, and like
Yeah.
I fucking love that. I love it so much.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
get I get my
Well,
one stream a week where I can focus on gameplay and like trying to play hard levels and stuff, but then the rest of the
yeah.
week it's literally just I'm either doing a co-op stream with one of my friends and getting some one-on-one time, and
Which is nice.
getting an opportunity to bond a little bit with people, and then on Friday nights it's community stuff, and
Nice.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love the formula. I love
Oh yeah.
everything about it, and I'm
Well,
excited
that's
every
good.
week to do it. I think
And
that's
that's
important
what
for
matters.
it is. I think that's important, and I think a lot of people don't really realize that about themselves when they're streaming
Mhm.
too, because I know exactly that mindset that you're talking about, where it's like, well, like I don't really have to stream if I don't want to, and like that's good. You shouldn't force
Yeah.
yourself to do it, but if you set it up right and like you have the things planned out that you actually enjoy and you want to do,
Oh
like
yeah.
you're not going to want to miss it. You're going to be like, yes, I
No.
want to do this. Like I'm not going to flake out on this, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to cancel.
Well, and that's like tonight. Like obviously, like tonight was really easy. Where I'm like, okay, I'm planning to do this. Did I still have thoughts of like coming home from work and being like, oh, I'm really tired. I really
Right.
just kind of want to sleep. Yeah, I had those thoughts, but like once we got started, I was like, okay, I'm ready.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Hell yeah.
or like the last 2 nights I did those like really random swim Sims streams. It's really nice when I have somebody just to sit here and talk with. Like I can easily just sit here and talk back and forth like this, like podcast style, while I'm playing. But
What do you and
like
Kama call it? You guys have a term for it, right?
it's body doubling.
Body doubling. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, body doubling. Body doubling is something I really like. It's one of the reasons I used to watch streams a lot and I still do. Because I'll just play it in the background. I also listen to like even when I go to bed, so I sleep with the TV on. I listen to Let's Plays. Just for the voices in the
Right.
background. There's just something really comforting about somebody chatting. And if it's a familiar voice, for
So somebody
instance,
beats a boss at 3 a.m. and they're like, yes, oh my god,
yeah, they're like yelling and
yeah.
screaming, and I'm like snoring. I'm like out. I'm like, this is great. I used to do it all the time at home anyway. Like I've always had a TV on of like some sort of like something in the background. So it's just a little nicer when it's your friends. When I first started streaming, actually, the reason I started streaming was So most of my friends live out of town. Uh, so obviously, like, I can't just go to their house. It's like an hour drive.
Right.
I can't just go and be like, "Hey, let's play some video games." So I was like, "Why not just like stream it and then I can hang out with my friends that way?" And Pajama, actually, who was on the last podcast, shout out
Sure
there.
was last episode.
Uh, he and my other friend Vitamin Bree, I'll use their online names. They both streamed before me, and that's actually how I got into it. Was not so much, well, Pajama helped me set everything up and like helped guide me along and be my moderator and helped me find all the stuff. Bree was the one that I used to be on her streams a lot, and then grew my own. So like that kind of helped because my friends were able to watch me and I was able to talk to my friends while I played video games, and that's all I used to do when I was lived with my parents, like playing video games with my mom and my dad. It wasn't just like time to pass, it was that I genuinely wanted to spend time with somebody and play video games with somebody, which is why I think I also watch let's plays, because I'm watching somebody play a video game. um it just keeps it literally just keeps my attention, and I get to see games that I'm not going to pay like $70 for because I know I'll never play it all the way through, but I'll watch somebody play it.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, aspiration wise, I'd like to do more once I have the time. But my theory on streaming has changed a lot since I first started. Of if I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna do it whenever I want to. I'm not gonna pressure myself and be like, I need to stream this many times a week. I need to make sure that I'm doing this and this and this. I need to have like my followers grow. I still look at analytics and stuff, but not in a like, oh my gosh, I had one less person watching me today type
Right.
of thing. I look at it as a, oh hey, like I had another follower today, or hey, this person was watching,
That's
or
that's
like
what I was gonna say. I mean, that's
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 it.
the only extent that I really look at my analytics too. Is like,
Yeah.
I'm happy to see like any sort of growth at all. Like I'm happy
Yeah.
to get new followers and stuff. Like tonight, I got a bunch of subs tonight, and I was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that's totally out of nowhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And I was not expecting that. But then also like I would say that would be the one thing that I would advise would be the consistency,
Yeah.
like because
Which
people are
I'm
just
not at all.
people are creatures of habit, like if
Yeah.
you and that's why I mean I only do 3 hour long streams 3 times a week. I got
Yeah.
Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, but that way people know exactly when I'm going to be on, and other
Hmm.
than that, everything else that you do, you should be 80% of what you output you should be doing with 20% effort. You should never be
Yeah.
killing yourself or
Oh
like
yeah. Well,
pushing
and I'm
yourself
sure
so
like
hard.
I think the other thing is some of the stuff I want to stream, like I love cooking. I would love to just stream like mass cooking of like here's what I'm cooking for the week, or
Cooking sugar.
um yeah, or like I love doing my crafting, don't get me wrong. The other thing though is my problem is a setup.
I was gonna say you
Um
got the art too, right? Have you been doing any
yeah,
art lately?
I have more so physical art than I have been doing digital art lately. I have my craft show coming up in about a month, which is starting to freak me out now. So I've been kind of hounding myself to get a lot of product done physically first and then do a lot of digital stuff because I can sit down and do digital stuff, while I'm watching TV.
Right.
Um but as for like the physical stuff, it's a little harder and it takes a lot more time and a lot of like actual um like working with metal and stuff because I'm like
Yeah, like
making
paying attention what you're
jewelry
doing.
and
S-
yeah.
Speaking of crafting, I think you have something you wanted to show off, didn't you?
Oh, I have my gun. It is in the living room right
Yeah.
now. Do you want me to go get it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just say here. I'll
Just
just say here.
entertain.
I'll just say
Entertain.
here. I'll
It'll
do
take
a
me
little.
2 seconds. Literally, it's like 5 feet from me. Hold on.
Okay, you're fine. And then we never saw her again. She was gone forever. Suga, oh, woe is me. Everybody, if you're here watching this after 24 minutes, please like the video. Leave a nice
So,
comment.
it's in a couple
Subscribe.
pieces right now. Um,
Let's do it.
so here's the first part, which is the actual gun part.
Now I
So
have to admit before you tell everybody what it
it
is,
looks inappropriate.
it does. I mean, it's not that it looks inappropriate, but the first time I saw it, I thought it was a bong, and I was like,
It does
"Suga,
kind of. If I
did you
hold it
make a
like this.
bong?" Like, yeah, yeah, it looked like a
No,
bong.
so I play a lot of Slam Ranger for anybody that doesn't know me.
Slam
And
rancher,
I love me some Slam Ranger.
slam
And
rancher.
I've always said that, well, lately especially, I've very much been like, I want to do these specific cosplays before I lose the drive to cosplay anymore, which I don't think is happening, but just in case, you never know.
I mean, you get
Um,
older, and I'm sure it slows down a little bit.
oh yeah.
You're probably super busy at work too, and
Yeah, well, right now, and then that's supposed to slow down a little bit, but still.
right.
So this is the actual gun part. Cool. And then this part is gonna go on top of this part. Now it
That's
looks
amazing.
a little more phallic, but
Yeah, the
it's nice
picture
and
on the side
large.
looks kind of phallic too.
Yeah, sorry about that. And
Little
it's got
skinny,
the little
little
handle
skinny
here,
weeby.
handle there. And then I started working on one of the harder parts, in my opinion. So this piece is the actual like handle you hold here.
Right.
Again, another phallic object. Um, and it like connects here. So this is gonna be where everything connects. So that's why it's a little like nerve-wracking. Um, but it's slowly getting there. Pretty proud of it. Also, it is fully recycled materials. Like the only thing that I have bought is the foam and the hot glue. Like everything else is like cardboard, nails that I've already had, zip ties I've already had.
Right.
Like even most of the foam I already had, but then I ran out and I was like, okay, I have to get more. Um, but it is is my biggest build so far, and probably will continue to be one of my biggest builds for a while. But I'm really stoked about it because it's turning out so well that I'm so excited.
I the last cosplay that I started putting together, I was going to make a fully functioning like Gundam foam suit of
Oh,
armor, and
that's
I
a
had all
lot.
these badass plans, and we got the foam for it, and then like I think I made 1 foot, and then was like, holy shit, this
It's
is gonna
so
take
much work. Oh
forever.
yeah. Oh yeah. And like the worst part is like if you mess up like one dimension, one cut, like you have to fix a lot and
You have
it
to redo the whole,
sucks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
And I've gotten lucky so far that now that I've done a few props, I have been able to catch myself before I do those things. Obviously knock on wood that that continues, but like I've been making props for a while now. I made a keyblade when I was freshly out of high school with my dad. I made a giant Harley hammer. I have a backpack, like a foam backpack for Purah from Legend of Zelda,
Nice.
and I also have a full like chest plate. I don't know if you want to call it a chest plate, but it's a chest piece. When I did Bowsette, and it's like a big, um, bulky like foam chest piece, and then I have like some like shoulder armor and like leg armor for it.
Very cool.
Um, yeah, I don't even know what prompted me to get into some of that like foam building, but I'm pretty excited about it.
Your drive to create and
It
your,
is.
yeah.
My drive to not have one hobby, but to have like 20.
Well, like I mean, like okay. So compared to your first cosplay to now,
Oh,
even if you're coming out of pocket to buy like the really nice looking stuff on Amazon for your
oh
cosplay,
yeah.
at the end of it, it may look like a really nice cosplay, but you still feel like you bought it. You know what I mean? And then you see
Yeah.
people at the convention that put all this heart and work and effort into creating their cosplays from scratch,
Yeah.
and they look so good. And it's just like I don't know. I think that feeling, that accomplished feeling from and there's nothing wrong with that. I still do that.
No.
I don't have
Oh
time to
no.
create cosplays. I'll buy
Yeah.
my shit all day.
Oh,
Like,
I thrift a lot of my stuff. I think that the difference is I did recently buy a cosplay, two of them, and they were Genshin cosplays because there was no way on earth I was painting fabric and trying to do all the extra accoutrements that comes with Genshin.
good word.
Um, just was not happening.
Accoutrements.
Yeah, accoutrements. I'm fancy
Accoutrements.
and no smart words. No, just kidding. No, I bought them. One was very, very pricey. and one was on the cheaper side, both of which one did not fit me like I wish it would. Just because no offense to the world, but Asian sizing is nowhere near
Oh
like
yeah,
American
fun
sizing.
story about that. My family got me a Legend of Zelda hoodie, and it was dude. It was badass. It was the coolest Zelda hoodie I've ever seen in my life.
And it was
It
like
was
teeny
like
tiny.
it was like this dark green, yeah, and it was like the XXL size. From I can't remember. It was either I want. It's probably from China, but I think it may have
Oh.
been from Japan. But it was the XXL size, and it got here, and the thing was like like probably wouldn't even fit my wife. Like it was so
Yeah.
small. It was so
Yeah.
small.
I did all my measurements for my Sucrose cosplay because she was like my big cosplay. She's my favorite girl. Was so excited to be her. I knew I could fit her body shape. I knew I was gonna fit the face frame right. Like super stoked, right? First, the cosplay didn't come in time. Not like, and I knew it was gonna be late, but it was like late. So it didn't come in time. Then when I got it, it fit, but like it's so cinched in that when I did wear it to the convention, I was so sweaty because everything was so tight.
Right.
I was like, I'm dying. I'm
I
dying.
mean
I'm
that's the
so
pain of
cute, but I'm
cosplay though.
dying. Yeah.
I've never worn a comfortable cosplay that was like, oh
Oh,
yeah, I could wear this for
I
8 hours.
definitely have. I have cosplays that I could wear for hours. For instance, my recent one was Marin from Star Wars Fallen Order,
Oh,
which if you have not played that game, that is a good game.
I
Um
have it. I have it. I got it for like
Shout
two
out, you
bucks
should
on
play
the
that
Steam
game.
sale. I know.
If you
I need to
play it,
play a lot
I
of
will
games.
watch
I
it.
just don't have
I will
time.
watch
It's
you
like
play it because that is one of my favorite games. There's a
Isn't
new
that
one
like the
coming
Dark
out.
Souls, the Star Wars?
No, I'm not sure. Not that one, I don't think.
Jedi
That
Fallen Order?
one's
I thought I could have sworn that's the
that's
one
the one
where
with
the
Cal.
yeah. I
Oh,
thought
well,
that
maybe it is.
everybody compares that one to Dark Souls. They say some of the
Oh,
bosses are
really?
incredibly difficult.
Oh, the bosses are like, um, so I played it with Connor, which I'll dox him because he's not gonna watch this. Um, I played it with Connor. We have now played it 3 times, 2 times, 3 times. I think it's 3 times. We have played it once. He played it, just him playing it, not me being interested, just me kind of watching him play.
Right.
Second time he played it, um, I was super into it, super wanting to collect everything, like naming all the animals, naming all the bosses, asking questions about like the lore.
Right.
Uh, then the third time, which was our most recent time, I played. Um, and there was definitely a few fights where I was like, "Take the controller."
There
I
is a
can't do it.
I don't know where it takes place in the timeline, but there is a rumor I think that they're trying to bring him into the real life Star Wars universe like they did
Oh,
for
are they?
Japan. Yeah, I
I
think
know that
so.
this is the second game is coming out. And they're bringing back Marin, who's I love her. She's
Yeah.
so cool. Um, and then Cal, I love obviously. Uh, I don't know. I genuinely think you should play that game. I'm not gonna spoil anything in that game, but very good game. But I dressed as Marin, and it is the comfiest thing I probably ever worn. The only problem is that I was so hot in it because it was so many layers. Because fun
Right.
fact, Star Wars is a bunch of robes that you're just
Yeah.
wearing layer on layer on layer on
I gotta
layer.
take it back. There is a really comfortable cosplay. Ryu from Street Fighter was really
Oh,
comfortable.
fair enough
It's
there.
very open and breezy, very
Yeah.
light. Like I do love that cosplay.
My Chica cosplay wasn't too bad. Just the skirt was a little off-putting, but that was because it was vinyl. I could have made it out of anything or not even worn the skirt and it would have been fine.
Right.
Um, but I like handmade those. I will say though, like even though those store-bought ones that I got, they looked so nice, there is, like you said, something really satisfying about no matter how crappy something looks, but you being like, I made this. And
Yeah.
there's gonna be somebody, anybody at the convention that is going to come over to you and say, "Hey, that's pretty dope. Like, where'd you get that? Did you make it?"
Yep.
You know, it's just somebody. It doesn't
Yep.
matter who. It could be a little kid. I dressed up as Raven for a
Just little
Colossal
kids
Con one
walking up and be
time.
like, "That's dope."
I had this little girl come up and wanted to hug me and take my picture. I've
Aw.
dressed as my K-pop outfit for when we did the dance competition this past January. These two little girls came up to me and my partner, like my dance partner, and wanted our pictures because they said we looked like princesses, and we weren't even dressed up like in character. We were just in dance wear. Like so like it's worth it in the end because you just whatever you want to make, just do it. If it makes you happy, just make it. So that's why I started it, and I'm damn proud of it. I'm damn proud of this gun, and I'm so excited for it to be done. Also, this is the first time I've actually been working on con stuff without it being like the week of a con. Like, and my friends are like, "This is unheard of. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I don't know
honestly,
anybody that does that.
if only everybody could do their cosplays like months in advance and be totally ready for it, you know. But
It's
no,
so
it's always
soothing.
the week of.
I'm not gonna lie, it is so soothing. Like the con that I'm making this for is not until August. So I
Right.
still have like 4 months to go. Obviously, I'm not gonna just like bust it out within the next week, which I say that, but like if I get the energy to do it, I probably will.
Right.
Um, but like I'll have it done and then I don't have to worry about it, which is really exciting. But like to do big builds like this, I have tried some of my other stuff, like my Bowser chest plate, and my Pura stuff didn't turn out the way I wanted it to because I rushed it so fast. And those are like bigger pieces. So I'm kind of proud that I'm like starting so early with this one. It's so dope. I'm so
Oh, good. That's
excited.
awesome.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm also excited for the craft fair to finally do that. That is definitely a goal I've had for the past like 2 years, and just
Which
haven't
con
done
is
it.
it? I've heard you bring up Colossal recently, and I know that's kind of in your area.
Yeah. So we're not going to Colossal. I am going to say a very controversial statement. I actually don't like Colossal. Um,
I mean, that's not controversial at all because, like, that the kind of I don't want to say the requirement, but like mostly it's all swimsuit cosplays, right?
yes, which is
Like,
nothing wrong with that. That's not what bothers me.
okay.
What bothers me is parking is atrocious. Okay.
Mhm.
Any con is, I understand that.
I imagine there's a lot
Um,
of creeps that probably frequent that con as well that just walk around
yep.
and ogle people too.
Yeah, and so I go to I don't know what it's called, Colossal North or whatever the heck it's called. I don't know. It's like the main Colossal, which is in Ohio.
Was it split into two cons?
There's
What?
3 different Colossal cons. 3. There's
Okay.
East. I think there's East, West, and North. I'm not positive on those.
At the
I know
same
there's
time, like
East.
simultaneously?
No, no,
Okay.
like season. So like you can go to all 3, and they sell season pass. Like you can go to all of them. They're all at Kalahari's, and I go to the one in Ohio typically, obviously. Um,
Not
but
obviously, but now you've
well,
doxed yourself,
obviously, but
yeah.
not obviously. But you know what? It's fine. I mean, I can talk about all the other cons I go to, and sooner or later, you're gonna realize my centralized location. Um,
That's it. We
but
got her. Let's go.
zone in, go, 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 go. Suddenly, there's a
Red
SWAT
team
team in
go.
my
Red team go.
there's a SWAT team in my apartment. Oh my god. No, but
Ladies and
we
gentlemen,
usually
we got him.
it's that one what that one scene you have that you play
Oh
with
yeah, where the
the SWAT team.
FBI like storms into
Yeah.
the That's so
Um,
good.
but no, I mean, we used to go every year. I will say the only year that I enjoyed it as much was the year we got a room there. And funny enough, I had a ton of drama that went on that time. I had a panic attack out on the balcony. Like, was not a great time mentally, but like you have to drive there, then you have to park, you have to find parking. Parking is like 2 miles away, even though it's still in the like lot. Um,
That does
and
not surprise me.
yeah. And then on top of that, the hotel you stay at is still going to be at least a 5-minute drive, if not farther. And it's going to be highly expensive for what you're getting because they know what time of year it is. They know what's going on up there. Also, fun fact, the time that Colossal Con goes on, Bike Week is also going on in the same place. So not only do you have all these weebs, but you also have all the biker people. Um, and it's highly expensive, which is fine. Cons are expensive. I get that. But it's so expensive, and then by the time you get into the actual convention center, there's no room to move. Like,
Right.
there's no room. And I wouldn't be so against it if it weren't for the fact that, like, because there's no room to move, there's no, like, well, you've been to cons. You can't linger with anybody. You can't do anything in the hallways. You can't hang out and just people watch because there's nowhere to sit.
Right.
So unless you're actively going to every panel or you're out in the water park, which if
Also,
you're
there are
not,
plenty of people out there that do not give a fuck about personal hygiene, and
nope,
also a ton of people out there that don't give a fuck about going into public when they're sick either. And it's like,
nope,
bro,
and it's
fucking
80
stay
degrees.
home.
It's fucking
Stay
80 degrees
home.
outside. Inside, they've got the AC cranked so high that it's like 40 degrees, if not lower. So now you're going in and out of the cold and hot and cold and hot. And again, like you said, con. So nobody's caring about hygiene. Um, and it's not
Not
pleasant. Like
nobody. Just there's a lot of
majority.
individuals that just they just don't give a
Yeah.
shit, and it's like,
And
oh,
Colossal is big party. So like everybody's drunk. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. They're either
right.
drunk or hungover.
I do miss
And
that about cons, man. Like we were frequenting cons, we were vendoring cons all the time, and it was like every weekend it was a new con, and like Saturdays and
yeah.
Sundays, dude, I was fucking tore up at like 10 o'clock in the morning, just
Okay,
walking around
but
hotel
there's a
lobbies. It
difference
was
between
bad.
being tore up and then being
Like
belligerent.
belligerent, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I still had a
And
job to do, but
yeah, no, this was like this is like some people get belligerent and then like nobody knows personal space. And it's fine. It's a con. But like my experience at my other cons is that me and my friends can like take board games with us and go find a place to sit and people watch and play board games. We can go hang out and just play out until like 2 a.m. playing like literal card games with each other and still meeting other people because there's other people around wondering what you're doing and you know your friends are out there and you're drinking all together in
right.
secret water bottles and you know like it's still fun but like there's space there's places to go there's places to take pictures um whereas the only place to take pictures is at Colossal is the water park and you have to pay separately if you're not staying at the hotel
Right.
and that's per day by the way per day
Yeah, that shit sounds expensive.
and it's just too much money for what it's worth like every year
How
we
I feel
go I
about
have less and less
vendoring too.
fun.
Like the biggest
Yeah.
con in our area, it used to be, it was like $500 for a table for the weekend, which really isn't that bad. You recoup that pretty fast.
Yeah, that's fair.
But now it's like $1,000 for a table, for the smallest table available, like a 5x5
Yeah.
for a weekend, and it's like, fuck that, dude. I can't. You
Right.
can't justify that.
It's no, and like in the end, it's like if I was having more fun than I was, like the last year we went, was it last year? Yeah, last year we went. I think I sat around in comfy clothes most of the time, like comfy cosplay clothes, and drank. And that's all I did. Like
Mhm.
I really didn't do anything. We didn't play much in the arcades. We didn't the most we did was travel back and forth from the fucking con center to our hotel. Like, and then we all went to bed at like 10 p.m. because by the time that we got back to the con at nighttime, there was nothing to fucking do. And that's fine because it was COVID times, you know, like,
I mean, to be fair, in like at the peak of conventions that we were going to late at night, there would be like the after con
after
raves and stuff.
party.
I
Yeah.
mean, but there's still only like 10 or 15 people. Like con floor packed,
Oh, yeah.
lots of people there hanging out, but then like the actual like after parties and stuff, nobody ever showed up for
Oh,
those.
yeah, no. I mean, like, that's the thing though. Like, for my other cons, people still hang out and like jam until like 2 a.m. And I'm not saying like panels and raves and stuff, like we just genuinely people are out that late, like just hanging out.
Yeah, like in
Um
the lobby and stuff, and
yeah.
just all over the hotel. Yeah, yeah. There's always
Whereas
people
like
doing that. There's more people doing that than showing up
oh
for the
yeah.
for like the planned rave.
Oh yeah. Well, especially since COVID hit now. Like nobody wants to go to those cuz nobody's masking or nobody's like keeping distance, and that's understandable. Um you know, I don't mind as much if you're like following guidelines, but nobody knows who's following guidelines. Nobody knows who's showing a badge. You know, like it depends on where you're at. And like with Colossal Con, I just don't trust those people at all. I don't trust the people that are outside. I don't
Right.
trust the people in the water park because you don't know what they're doing. And
I don't blame
so,
you. Yeah, and
and I don't mean to just like shit talk Colossal, but it's like not
it's
my
not just
favorite anymore.
colossal though. I think it's just the current world climate, man. People are
Yeah.
fucking crazy right now, and
Oh yeah.
like not to get
And
political, but just like all the crazy
no.
shit happening in the world, and like every week there's a new mass shooting, and like,
Yeah.
dude, it is what
Yeah.
people are going
Well,
nuts out there, and
and we're getting
it's
older, and like my vision of con is not the same anymore. I don't go to panels very often. Like I pretty much buy a badge. If I could buy a badge just to do like artist alley, probably all I'd buy. Like
I think I've heard
realistically,
some cons do that though. I think I've heard some
do they?
cons they sell like a separate badge, like you can either
I
do
haven't
just
seen
artist alley
any
or
of them
like
near me,
the whole con. I don't know
but
how
it
they
makes
would
sense.
quarantine that or coordinate that,
Yeah,
but
I know the one. So I'll just give away this name, OhioCon, which is a big one for us.
mm.
Um, they don't do that, but they do very much check your
Red team
badge
go,
for
red team go.
everything. I know. Meet me at OhioCon. Um, no, like they very much check your badge for everything. Like if you are not supposed to be in an area where you have to have a badge, like that's it. Like they are very strict about it, which is
I mean,
nice.
that's good. I'm glad
Yeah,
that people are taking it seriously and doing their jobs.
yeah,
There's two. I feel like every big event, I don't care if it's a con or what it is. If there is a gathering of people, there should be somebody with a metal detector checking for guns, and there
yep,
should be somebody with a thermometer checking people's temperatures.
yeah,
Those would just be requirements for everything. Every event that's going to have more than 10 people. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Like both of my cons, you have to show. You can't get your badge without um an ID or your and an ID and your uh vaccination card. In fact, when Magrion and Cass came up for Matsuri last year,
Mhm.
I think Mag forgot his or like left him behind. It was either Mag or Cass or maybe even both of them. They had to go get fully tested on site to be able to come in. And the only reason
Wow.
like that, because they were like, well, what are we gonna do? We can't just drive all the way back to Georgia, pick it up, and come back. Like that's not
Right.
worth it.
Right.
Um, and I was like, well, like you can technically get around the convention center without a badge. And they were like, well, we won't be able to go do anything or go anywhere. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. Like, let's figure out what we can do. And we had to like look it up for them and found out, like, yeah, they had to go get tested on site and they
At
got
least
lucky
that's
and
some,
went
at
really
least yeah. I
early.
was like, at least that's something they offer on site, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, go to the nearest urgent care and get tested.
Yeah. I mean, you could, but you had to bring in the results.
And that
Um,
shit's
yeah.
expensive.
It was like I think it was like $40 each for them,
That's not
even
bad.
through the
Yeah,
con, which is not terrible.
urgent care is
Um,
gonna charge you like $200 unless you just
yeah,
have awesome
exactly.
insurance.
Yeah. So that's nice that, that makes cons a little bit easier, but I'm not tabling at a con per se. We have these thing called odd malls. I think I've talked about them with you before, very
Oh,
briefly.
odd malls.
Odd Mall. So Odd Mall is like an artist alley,
Okay.
just purely artist alley, for small businesses around town that do like oddities and like weird stuff that people normally don't see at a craft fair.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I love going to them because you meet a lot of cool people. You see the same people. You get to see new art. You get to see old art. You get to buy stuff from people you already know. Um, so my dad bought us a booth actually after his stroke, to share at our fairgrounds, because it is going to be the biggest one that they've ever held. And so we're super excited. So my dad and I are both tabling. Most of the tables going to me, if I'm going to be honest, because my dad doesn't have as much stuff to take. But
Right.
I'm super stoked, and I
Bring
just want to make
extra. You
sure I
always
have
bring extra
so
stuff.
much
Always
stuff.
bring
Yeah.
like an extra box that you keep under the table, so you have stuff to fill in
Yup.
empty space
And
and
that's
stuff
where I'm
sells.
at. Like, I want to have all the physical stuff ready within the next like few weeks as much as I can. And then digital stuff I can spend like 2 weeks on. Like, I don't want to worry so much about being like, I have to get all these stickers, I have to have all this bookmarks, and I have to have this and that. I want to make sure
You
like
want
people
like a
can
giant
physically pick
box
up.
of Funko? We'll send you a giant box of Funko
Oh, you don't have
Pops,
to do that.
and then we'll just split whatever you make off of.
Oh, you're fine. I have so much. Well, I was doing resin art for the past, once quarantine hit, I bought a resin kit because I was making extra money at the time. And I bought a bunch of resin stuff, and that's when I got into resin. But I've never sold any of it, so I have like a buildup of all of the resin stuff that I've made in the
Right.
past few years,
Resin
and I
stuff is
still have been
incredible.
making. Yeah,
I think about the stuff that people make, and like if you look at like resin stuff versus like 3D printed stuff, I think resin stuff is so much cooler.
it depends on what it is. If it's a movable thing, definitely 3D printed stuff. Like I like the
Well,
fidgets
yeah,
and stuff
yeah, if
people
it's
make
got
with it.
moving parts, yeah,
But
but
like
like
just as like art, I
yeah,
really like a resin piece. I really like a good like so I like making pieces that the base model is plain, but I paint it and I like put different gems and spikes and ribbons and bows and all sorts of stuff on top of it.
right.
So it's all custom. And I like a custom piece because when I buy stuff at cons and Artist Alley and Oddballs, I like custom stuff. I like stuff that like nobody else is going to be able to get. Like somebody made this and there's not three of them sitting in the back. Like this is my piece. So that's what I like to make. So that's what I've been aiming for mostly. I do have some like generic jewelry that I've been hand making that's like a little on the like cheaper side, because resin is in fact expensive.
Resin
Um,
is in fact expensive, yeah.
but I kind of like it to have such like a vast I do a lot of earrings. I love earrings. And I just realized that how many earrings I make recently, but like I have so many cool earrings and necklaces, and I'm gonna make some bracelets too and some like hip chains and stuff. So like some more little stuff, and then the bigger resin stuff I'll be able to like put out as like a higher price point. So it's nice because I want to have a different like price points, different items, and then once I can have like stickers and stuff, I'll probably sell stickers for like a buck or something, like something cheap. That
Right.
way, like everybody can have a taste of whatever I make. And yeah, I'm really excited. I just been doing a lot of creating lately, both at work and at home. So it's really nice, but also can get a little overwhelming. So I
I
don't think that
definitely.
helps to my streaming career.
Right. I mean, just being a person that has a very proactive lifestyle outside of work and like doing hobbies and things you enjoy, I think that's okay and acceptable.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
and like, and I've accepted the fact that I'm not ever going to be a very consistent streamer. Like, that's just not somebody it's not what I'm like.
I mean,
I
okay.
like,
To be fair, like that
yeah,
lightning that strikes people and like they blow up and become like Markiplier, the next PewDiePie. Like
yeah,
that doesn't
fair.
that hard work and dedication doesn't exactly equate to becoming that.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
it definitely helps. It increases your chances the
Yeah.
more you put yourself out there, but it doesn't necessarily. You don't necessarily have to do that in order to blow up and be that person. Do you know who Shy Lily
No.
is?
Shy Lily.
She's the VTuber whale. She's huge.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Absolutely huge. Yeah, she's a VTuber. Her character model is like a whale. She's got a whale tail or whatever.
Oh,
When she started, she was IRL streamer. Well, not IRL, but live. She was a
I know
person
what you
in
mean.
front of a
Yeah,
camera. Yeah.
person.
And she just did it a couple times. Whenever she felt like it or whenever she had time, she would just do it here and there.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember exactly what she said happened. I think she got kind of creeped out a little bit by being on
Mm.
camera and like just some of the people that would come to her chat. And
Yeah.
and so she stopped doing that, and then she gave it up for like a long time. Then she came back like a year or two later with like a VTuber character model and like immediately
Nice.
blew up. And
Yeah.
so like
Which
it can happen to anybody, but it is
I would
rare.
love to have like a PNG tuber like option, because sometimes the reason I don't stream is just like seriously I don't care to be on screen.
The
And like
makeup and being all puttied
yeah,
up and stuff.
which like I don't
I
have
feel that.
to, but like I definitely feel like I have a better outcome for doing that, especially like not to be this person, but as a female, you're gonna get more views when you're not just like chilling in your jammies. Like I hate to
Right.
say that, but it's true. That's true with anything in the world, honestly. Like I could go to work every day with no makeup on, and then the one day I go in and like actually do my makeup and my hair and everything is the day that everybody is like super excited to see me, super like you can see the difference. It's not
Yeah.
like anything
I,
new.
I mean, do you think that's just like more? I don't know how to phrase this, so I'm just gonna say it. Do you think
No,
that's
you're
like
fine.
more? Do you think it's more like pride in your appearance and the fact that like you just did a little bit extra to like, just look
Maybe.
like a more well put together person, or do you think it's
Yeah.
more of like a sexuality thing, like the fact that you are a
Mm,
female? Like,
uh,
I'm curious.
I don't think it's I think it might be the pride thing. Because a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, do you have something special going on?" And I'm like, "No, I just wanted to do my makeup for the day."
Right.
Like I just wanted to look this way today. So I think it's more of a pride thing. Which would make sense why people would be more receptive to like if you were alluding more of a proud aura, I guess
I
is
mean,
the best way
I
I can
feel
put
that way
that.
too because like some days like I'll wear like a button up shirt and stuff to work and like I feel the
Mhm.
same. I feel like everybody's like super excited to see me and like everything's great and they're great days. And then
Mhm.
like if I just show up in like a hoodie and shorts, it's just kind of like a very like okay,
Yeah.
what's up, blah blah
Like,
blah.
it's fine.
So
Yeah.
that's why I was curious if you think like maybe it's like I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe like a mesh of because
It
like
could be. I mean, it very well could be, but I know like for instance, if I have a coworker that normally has like a really scraggly beard or like their hair's never cut that often and they come in like fresh cut, fresh looking, then I'm very much like, "Oh, like you look so good." Like, you know what I mean? Like so there is probably a little bit of a both in there.
well,
Um
on the stream side of it, I have seen like I'm not gonna say like I've seen a bunch of them, but I have seen some very attractive like streamers who definitely have like the e girl like
Oh yeah.
aesthetic going, and they're very attractive, and they still have like
Oh yeah.
nobody in chat,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
like
no. It's
I
it's
don't think
definitely about the content you put out too. Um I
that
think
too
I think
that too
that when I have all that stuff on and I look at myself like one in the viewfinder, I definitely have um a better like positivity towards my stream. Whereas
Right.
when I feel like I look like just in my jammies, I'm just kind of like, ah, I'm streaming
Like
for fun.
you feel like
Yeah,
you
I'm
feel
here.
happy with your appearance, you feel like
Yeah,
you're you kind of glow a little bit, and you're like, yeah,
yeah,
like I'm confident it's gonna be a good day. People kind of tend to subconsciously pick up on that, and like they're drawn to that, I would think.
yeah,
Something I talk about a lot with Kama, because she works from home and stuff, and so
yeah,
she's like, man, it's just like kind of boring, sometimes sitting here all day by myself, and I'm like, dude, like you wear your pajamas most of the time, and I get it, like you're at home, like you don't have
yeah,
to, but I'm like, I promise you, if you just got up and like pretend like you're getting ready to go out, and just kind of dress up for
yeah.
yourself, like I bet you would probably feel a little bit better throughout the day. And like, sorry to segue into that, but like
No,
I don't,
yeah,
I kind of feel that way for myself too. Like if I get up and like I have a couple extra minutes, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna put on a button up shirt, and I'm gonna do up my hair, and like
yeah.
I
I mean, I
usually tend to
definitely do
have a
that.
better day at work too,
Yeah, I definitely do that. Like on so like Tuesdays and Wednesdays specifically, I work a late shift right now. When I get up in the morning and I have time to do that shit, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel better about like walking into work. Like, there's definitely a difference in like how I stand and stuff. Um, Even just like at home, sometimes like there is something really satisfying about going through my closet and trying stuff on. Like, I'm not going anywhere, but like trying a nice dress on that I had in my
Oh
closet, whether it
God,
fits or not, I'm like, oh, I have this. Like, why don't I wear this? You know what I mean? Like, so
I
there's like
know
a
what
little
you
bit of a
mean,
boost. There's like
but
a
like
boost.
right now I've put on like 15 pounds in the past like couple months, so I'm like
Me.
going through my closet, I'm like, god damn, I can't wear that now, I can't wear that now. And then like there's a section in the back of my closet where like I haven't been able to wear those clothes in forever, and
Mm,
I'm just like, oh, I'm even farther away from being able to wear those now.
yeah.
So
My
but
biggest advice on that recently has been if you can't wear it and you haven't been able to wear it for a while, don't make it your goal. Get rid of it and make new goals because
I
that was what was
can't. Some
holding
of
me.
those shirts are so fucking cool, and they're irreplaceable. They are
Okay, fair
irreplaceable.
enough.
You can't
Fair
replace
enough. Fair
those.
enough. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
At the
The only
very
reason
least, I can wait until my kid's old enough, and I can be like, "Here's some shirts I've been
There
holding
you
on for 30
go.
years because I can't wear."
They're vintage.
Your
uh,
classmates are gonna think you're the coolest kid in the entire world.
Yeah, no, the only reason I started doing that is because I got really down on myself about my shape, which some girls would kill for, which I have found out.
What,
Because
your
I'm
shape?
not, yeah, I'm
Oh,
not by any
so
means
modest
like,
too.
I'm not, I know.
No, that's awesome.
I don't,
That
okay, so
confidence.
I don't like
Everybody
my
needs
shape.
that.
I
You need to share
actually
some of
don't
that.
care for my shape, but like a lot of girls at work have been like, oh, I wish I was your shape, like I work with swimmers, so like everybody's either teeny teeny tiny or has like some sort of muscle build, whereas I have more of like a like, I don't know, bustier build, curvy body. I don't know. I don't know how to put that. Anyway, but like some of my
Curvy.
coworkers will
Yeah.
be like, that sucks. Like I can't gain weight like that. And I was like, wow, damn, I can't lose weight. You want to take some of mine?
Right.
Like, but like I could get rid of some of this, but like a lot of mine's from medication that I take, bad habits that I've always had, like binge eating whenever I'm sad, things like that, you know, go with mental health and stuff
Right.
that um I just got to the point where like I was waiting to fit into stuff in my closet. And instead of waiting, I just started throwing stuff out. Selling stuff, throwing stuff out, giving it to people because I was like, I'm so tired
It's
of
probably smarter.
waiting. I'm
Yeah.
I'm tired of waiting. Like whether or not I'm ever gonna meet that goal again, by the time I meet that goal, those clothes are gonna be so old, I'm not gonna wear them anyway. So
Right.
I've just started getting rid of stuff,
We've
and just
applied that
trying to
mentality to like our
love
entire
myself
life.
more.
There's so
Yeah.
much there. I mean, just stuff that we've had in storage in the garage, stuff that's in closets, stuff that's like
Yup.
underneath the tea cabinet. It's like, dude, like all this stuff, we gotta stop hoarding this stuff. It's like stuff
That's
that
yeah.
we never see. We're never gonna do anything with it. We either need to donate it or get rid of it because like
Yep.
We have a second kid on the way. We have so many animals, and like it's just all this shit. It's not doing us any good, and it's just a pain in the ass to clean over and
Yep.
over and over and over and over
I
and
get it.
over again.
I very much get that. I do
So,
that a lot. I do a lot of purge cleaning. Um, I do more purge cleaning than I do real cleaning,
right.
which is why my house is always a mess. Um, which I like to link to ADHD, which I think I have, but we're not
Okay,
gonna
so
go to
question:
that part.
Do you have a sauce packet drawer?
I have a sauce packet bowl.
Okay, okay. Still,
I
everybody's
don't
got
have a
one. There's
drawer
one.
anymore. I have a small bowl. It is my last bowl from when I was a kid, which sounds really stupid.
No,
But I
that's
have this
not.
I have this old, I think it's Tommy Pickles. It's a Tommy Pickles like Rugrat bowl. It's a plastic bowl. You could get any of these kind of things in the 90s. It's very much a 90s-esque bowl that
Right.
I keep in my fridge that if it gets full of sauce packets, I'm not allowed to keep anymore. That's the
So
that's the
it fills up, you
that's the
restart.
line. That's
That's
the
smart.
line.
That's smart.
And
That's smart.
I
What
do
is
go through
normally
it
in
a lot
there?
though.
What's the most sauce in there?
Uh,
Taco Bell.
I'm not gonna lie, probably Taco Bell because I
Nice.
use all my other sauces. Or there's a couple salad dressing packets in there because I'm one of those people that I get extra packets, but then when I ask for extra packets, they give me like six instead of like the two or three that I wanted.
Right. Right.
So like that and ketchup. I don't use ketchup that often. I use it in like recipes and stuff more than I use it for like actual like dipping sauce and stuff.
I
So I
think
have a bunch of ketchup packets.
you have ketchup sauces for recipes. You're like, how does that equate? You need 1 ounce of ketchup. Okay, I need three
Like,
ketchup
well, no,
packets.
like I'll collect the ketchup packets and then I'll be like, oh, I'm making a meatloaf. I need ketchup. I'll just add it to this thing first, and so I can get rid of them, and
Sugar, when was
then
the last time you made meatloaf?
like meatloaf.
When was the last time you made meatloaf though? When was the
It's been
last
a
time?
while.
Okay. Okay.
It's been a while.
Just curious.
I haven't had. I love cooking, dude. I love cooking with everything in my soul. I love it.
We did really
Um,
good. We were cooking a lot here lately, and then we just
I
totally fell off, and we need to get
as
back on
soon as
it.
I dirtied all my dishes because I hate doing dishes, which means I dirtied all of them before it got to the point where I was going to have to clean any.
Preach.
Um, once I dirtied all my dishes, I stopped cooking as much.
Yeah.
And I have not gone back because every time I go to clean my dishes now, I get overwhelmed. So I'm like,
Yeah.
guess I'll never cook again.
Well, it's been a
um,
fun run.
yeah, but no, I love to cook. I think if I do get better hours at work and stuff, I'll probably go back to cooking more. I'll probably go back to streaming more. I'll probably like, because that's when I had all that time to do that, is when I worked morning hours.
Right.
And I don't currently do that. I have a nice steady schedule where I like don't have to worry about it, but um the 2 days that I work nights is what really kills me because I know that they're coming, so my mentality is already down about it. Um, so I'm already like, oh, I gotta stay late. Like even right now, I'm like, oh, I gotta stay late tomorrow. I can't do anything tomorrow. I gotta do only things like a little bit in the morning, and then I have to work all day. And then like
Right.
next day, I'm like, oh, I gotta stay late again another day. Like, so it just repeats a little bit. But once I get those morning shifts, I feel like I'll be able to get myself together a little bit more because I used to be that way.
I feel
I
that.
used to be very much like,
I
oh, I'll
feel
come home
that
and do dishes. I'll come home
work
and
is
do
very
laundry.
much something that needs to get done early in the day. Like I think
Yeah,
all businesses need to just change their fucking hours. Everything needs to be open from like 9 to 5, and then everything
that's it.
closes at 5, and
Done.
everybody can go do whatever they're gonna do after that.
The only
You
thing
know.
open at 5 is hospitals, some grocery stores, because I feel like you gotta have some sort of grocery store.
Yeah, there are certain things. I mean, see, that's why we need a third day. We need a weekday off. Well, I mean, seriously,
Wednesdays.
not to get all
Can't go
conspiracy
can't go to
theory.
work on Wednesdays.
I mean, for real, not to get all conspiracy theory, but there's a big thing going on right now with full-time workers, right? Like something
Yeah.
about all these businesses are trying to force full-time employees to only work like 30 or 32 hours a week, right? And instead of doing 40, so they don't have to get the full benefits. And it's like, well, if you're going to do that, then we need to just designate like everybody Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays are the weekends, but Friday is still a weekday technically, so people can go get whatever
Yeah.
shit they need to get done on Fridays, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. I don't know how it would work, but
Oh,
you
it's
know,
gotta work somehow though.
there needs to be some compromise there. Because yeah, I feel that way. I feel like every week
It
I have
just
to like leave work at some point to go to a doctor's appointment or like something, and it's like I hate having to leave work to do this
Yeah.
shit, but also like these places aren't open on the weekends,
Yeah.
and I work Monday through Friday, so I have to go.
Yeah.
You know,
When my dad had his stroke, Um, doing all of that while I still was like, I can't not go to work. I have to go to work because I have bills to pay. I have stuff to do.
Right.
That sucked. Not just because it was like, oh, I need to be there for my dad. Because realistically, um, I would go for like 2, 3 hours and then I would go home. Like I didn't stay the full day every day. One, my dad would kill me. And two, like it just wasn't beneficial for him or me. I would still call and text him, after I left. But like there would be days where I would literally leave work at like 8 o'clock and like run to the hospital, go see him, run home, go to bed, wake up, repeat. And it was like I don't have time. There's not enough time in the day. I was like,
Yeah.
how do people with kids do this? Because like
It's
I
tough.
can't
It is
imagine.
tough. You just you have to, whenever you start a new job or whatever job you work, it's a very fine, like, I'm telling you right
Yeah,
now, my family and my kids are more important than you.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I will have to leave sometimes. Sometimes I will not be here because I have to take care of my family,
yeah,
and that's just how it's going to be. And if that is a problem for
yeah.
you, then we need to just not start this relationship.
Literally. Well, like I said, when my dad had that stroke and stuff, my work was so compliant about that too. Like they were like, if you need anything, like you need the day off, you need to go take your dad to the doctor, like anything, like just let us know, we'll figure it out.
Right.
Um, Even the weekend that obviously they gave me that weekend off, I went in on the Monday after, and everybody thought I was nuts. Everybody's like, "Why are you here? What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I have to make money somehow, and like I can't just sit at home and cry. I can't sit at the hospital and cry. Like there's nothing I can do." So like I if they call me and they're like, "Hey, yo, we need you here now." Like I'm
Hey,
gone.
hey,
Like I'm
yo.
out the door. I'm out the door. And they're like, "That's fine. That's fine." And I was like, I mean, if he calls me and even my dad's just upset and needs company, I'm gone. Like that's first in my life. And they were
Right.
totally fine with it, which was nice cuz my last job would not. They would have been like, you have to come in," or like you have to use sick time, or like they would have made an excuse of being like, "We can't just let you go to the hospital." Like um I did very much work my last job in a very toxic environment. So it's nice that like getting that right relationship with your place of
Employer,
work is
yeah,
so important.
it
Doesn't
is.
matter what like spot you have in a company. Like at the time that happened, I was not a manager. Like I
Shout
was
outs to
just
those
an
people
employee.
in retail, because they do not get
Yeah.
that. They do not get
So
that at all. I feel really bad for
yeah.
anybody that works retail.
No, I
It
could not. Like,
fucking
I'm close enough to
sucks.
retail that I could never. Like, I'm close enough, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's bad.
Well,
It's real bad.
Suga, we are an hour and 7 minutes in. So
Whoa, that's a long time.
we are coming close to the, we are actually at the end. But there is one
Oh,
thing that I have to do with
okay,
all of my guests.
okay.
So I am going to put you on the pedestal. Okay,
Oh,
I'm going to put you on a
okay.
podium in front of a million people, and you get your opportunity
Put my
to
slinky down.
spread the message of Suga to the world. If
Yeah.
you had a chance to say something in front of a million people, what would you say?
Um, that's a good question,
It is a
actually.
good question. In the previous episodes, somebody just said "mommy milkers," which was a really good answer. Some other people have taken the opportunity to give mental health awareness, or
Yeah,
at least 3 times somebody has said, just put yourself in somebody else's shoes for a day,
that's
and
fair.
some people are always going through something. So anything, or
Um,
you can just self promote. You could be like, I'm gonna be at
oh no.
Ohio Con slinging shit. However you want to do it, there is no wrong answer here.
No,
It's your podium.
I think mental health is a big one for me. Uh, but I think the best way that I could phrase that is worry about yourself first. Doesn't matter what you're doing in life. I will say the biggest change I've ever felt is when I started worrying about myself and not worrying about everybody else in the world. Doesn't matter what your opinions are or what their opinion are. Just everybody just needs to take care of each other and take care of themselves, especially.
Right.
Self-care is so important. And I have realized that in the last 5 years of my life. Still to this day learning about it every single day. Um, but don't forget to take care of yourself. It doesn't matter the situation. Doesn't matter if like to be relatable that if your dad's in the hospital or if you're just going through a rough time or whatever it may be, take care of yourself first because honestly like you're living your life. And also like stop fucking worrying about other people's lives. Let people
Fair,
live.
fair and fair, fair and fair. Well, I
Let
mean,
people live.
they even say that about parents too. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, like parents, you know, if you're not taking care of yourself, like how can you take care of another human being? You know,
I mean,
like, you need to make sure
RuPaul
that, yeah,
says, if you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else?
very true.
Just
Wise
saying.
words from
So,
RuPaul.
no, I very much have learned that in the past, especially like going through all that stuff with my dad. I didn't take care of myself very much for like a good solid week and a half, and had a breakdown, and then suddenly realized like it's time. And since then, I have felt a lot better about the
Time to eat some
situation.
food and get some sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
for sure.
even just being like, no, I'm not giving you an update and I'm not accepting your phone call right now. You can talk to me later, has been a big like step. Like, and my dad's really proud of that. And, you know,
Yeah,
my dad was not offended to be like, no, you need to step away. Go for it. Like, so, you know, even in the hardest times, the people that really care about you are gonna be by your side if you're
yeah,
like,
they'll
hey, I need
understand.
to step away and like go take care of myself.
Yeah,
So that's my best advice, honestly. My best recent advice, I
I
guess.
mean,
Also,
people.
dye your hair if you want to. Like, shave your eyebrows. Like, why is everybody so
Although
afraid?
dyeing your hair and getting new piercings is not a
Not the self-care. Do not follow my
no, it is self-care. It can be categorized as self-hair, but it's
but
not going to
in
fix
the
your
proper way.
depression. It's not going to
Yeah.
fix your depression, so don't just use that as like, I'm going
In
to
the
dye my
proper
hair, my
way.
life's going to get so much better. Like, no, that's
No.
not how it works. But you will
Just
feel
do it because
better.
you
You will
want
feel
to.
better. Yeah. You'll
Also,
feel
don't
better.
use piercings and tattoos as a form of self-harm, please, because I have heard too many stories of that recently. Just if you want to get a piercing, get it because you want it, not because of self-harm, please.
I had
I
no
don't know
idea
why
that
I
was.
had to
It
throw
makes
that out
sense.
there.
It makes
Yeah.
sense, but I haven't heard that. That's
The
weird.
last time I got when I got my, I think it's when I got my septum done, last time I went, some girl sat beside me and talked about that she would not self-harm herself anymore, but she would get as many tattoos and piercings that she could, that way she could simulate the feeling. And I was
Yeah,
like, nope,
doesn't fix the problem. Yeah, yeah,
nope,
no,
no thank you.
you're still feeding the
It's
disease, I
still
guess, at that point.
self-harm.
Yeah,
Yep, it's still self-harm, mentally, physically, everything. So do it for you,
do it
not
for
for
you.
anybody else.
Do it for you.
Like, I think that's always been a Sugabun saying, is just do it for you. Like, fuck it.
Sugabun T-shirt that says "Do it for you." When
Do it for you. I'll design one. I'll design a
do,
sticker just
do
for
it
the
for
oddball.
you.
Do it for you.
Uh, well, anyway, everybody, this has been Wonder Bathos episode 18. I want to thank my guest Sugabun again for
Thank you
being
for
on it.
having me.
It was an absolute honor. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
being here.
Yeah.
We didn't talk any about D&D at all, or
No, we
how we
didn't.
met, or the nerds. That's crazy.
No.
So I
Or
guess
like
we're gonna
any
have to do a
growing or
part
anything.
2 at some point.
I would love to do a part 2.
But we're
Also,
gonna.
I've been learning a lot more about you guys recently, even just playing The Sims, which is kind of silly, but I think it's pretty cool that even after all this time, we're still friends and I'm still learning. I
Yeah,
love learning.
absolutely. That's a big thing, and that's a big part of this. Is like I want to bond more with people. You know,
Yeah.
like I say this all the time, but the biggest reason for doing the show is because I always find myself in these situations where somebody will invite you to hang out, or like you're like, man, I really miss such and such, or I want to spend more time with this person, and like shit never lines up. You know, it's always
No.
like somebody's busy, or like you can't make it happen. So
Yeah.
like my excuse to hang out with people is the podcast. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
well now here's a reason, like let's bond, let's spend some
Oh,
time
yeah.
together, let's get to know a little bit more about each other, and like let's grow closer as people, because like
Yeah.
that
was my Sims moment where I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my friends in The Sims and they have to tell me these things that they like
hell yeah,
because
hell yeah.
I gotta make them. So I
I
learned a
think
lot
that's
about you guys the
wonderful.
past few days too. So this
That's
was
great.
even nicer.
Yeah. Well, until next week, we'll see you guys next week for Wonder Bathos 19. Please, again,
Yay.
go follow Sugabun, even though she doesn't want to blow up on Twitch. She go follow her.
Follow me
Go
on like
support-
Instagram or something. Twitter,
support-
Instagram,
yeah.
something like that.
Instagram, Twitter, support her on everything. Love you guys. I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.